This is Carrie at the Womb Bookstore, and I am back with another pick a card reading. So this time for this pick a card reading, I was thinking about living my best life and what my best life actually looks like. So on Instagram, I follow this woman, and her ad is Lavishly Jackie, and she is living this lavish, extravagant lifestyle that I never even considered living. It's like she does things that I never even thought of doing, like steaming her sheets and warming her robes and towels for when she gets out of the bathtub or shower. And I'm like, that's brilliant. I would love to do that. But those are things that I've never even thought about or come into contact with in my normal everyday life. And so I wanted to know, okay, we've been selling ourselves short. What is our best life look like? What is the best extravagant, luxurious life that we could ever have look like? And so that's what this pick a card is for. What does your best life look like? And then I pulled an advice card for how can we achieve that? Because if it's our best life, of course we can achieve it. So this is a pick a card reading. Please pick whichever pile resonates best with you. Pile 1 is blue kyanite. Pile 2 is black tourmaline. Pile 3 is pyrite. And pile 4 is pink tourmaline. Okay, let's get started with the reading. Okay, pile 1. Okay, pile 1. This is blue kyanite. Let's get the cards. We've got the Wheel of Fortune, the Hermit, the Lovers, and Healthcare Change. So right off the bat, these are all major arcana cards. So your best life involves being in the public eye. I'm with this card with this woman looking in the mirror. I'm really getting she's living a life of scrutiny, like people are looking at her. She might be like an Instagram model or Instagram influencer. I'm thinking model though because of the post that she has, and I'm just strategically covering up here um, so that this can remain up online without any issues. And even that, she might have to be very careful about what she posts. I'm saying she because there's a woman in this picture, but that does not mean that this is a woman who's living this life. It just means that there's a woman in the picture, and I'm saying she. So it could be a woman, man, it could be they. It does not matter. Or a non-binary person who is living this life. But it looks like living a life of scrutiny. People are looking at you. You want to make sure you look good at all times. You might have long, beautiful hair when you're living your best life. But this is very much a life of being in the public eye. And it's interesting because although you're in the public eye, there's a lot about you that you don't allow people to see. So you keep your private life private. You keep things to yourself. You may spend a lot of time alone when you're not in front of the camera. And even sometimes you'll go behind the camera and direct. So maybe living your best life will begin with you being in front of the camera, being the one who, is the big star of the show, but might get a little tired of that, or you decide to switch up and, instead of being the actor, you want to be the director. You could be also in doing movies in Hollywood when you live your best life. Living your best life, I'm getting the energy from this card of being not monogamous, being polyamorous, or just having many lovers, having many people who want your heart, and you being glad to give it to them. So you may be able to have the opportunity to meet a lot of new people, to fall in love with a lot of people. Even getting Elizabeth Taylor, how she had, I don't know how many husbands she had, but, she loved and she lost, and then she loved again and she lost. So that might be something that you would be interested in experiencing in your best life. You want to See what it's like to love a bunch of people. So living your best life is going to be one in the public eye. You might be in Hollywood. You might do movies. You might act and direct. You might have many lovers or just many people that you love or have around you. So you could literally be polyamorous and have a relationship with many people. But the advice card for you achieving this best life says healthcare change. And when I think about healthcare change and see this butterfly, because it looks like this is reminding me of honey. This butterfly is coming here to this honey to get nourishment. And so when I see this card, I really think about you getting your nourishment from sources, like from positive sources. Sometimes, especially when we have big dreams of being in Hollywood or being famous or being, influencers, getting many followers, actually making money and a significant income off of that, there can be a lot of naysayers and a lot of doubt in our minds as to whether or not we can do it. Or if it's, what is the word? If what we're doing is right. Sometimes people will say you should be doing this and that with your life, not just being on the internet, influencing people. Why aren't you making the world a better place? Like, many people will have things to say, but rather than listening to the negative voices and the doubts, know that you have a purpose in doing what it is that you are doing. You have a purpose in living your life exactly how you're living it. And even like the example of the person that I follow on Instagram who gave me or showed me a better way of living and inspired this reading, showed me some things that I had never seen before, opened people's eyes to things, maybe ways of living, products, etc., that they had never even come across if they weren't following you, or if they didn't see it in your movies, or if you didn't talk about it in your documentary. So the healthcare change that I'm seeing here is really getting your nourishment from positive sources and really believing in yourself, and maybe even you're getting your nourishment from within or from your higher power, believing in yourself and not listening to the naysayers, because jealousy jealousy is real, and some people sometimes don't understand. They don't even understand what you're going through because they've never been there, so they don't even have the right to talk about it. Just point blank, period. Okay, that is your reading pile number 1. I also want to say, pile 1, you'll be doing big things. These are major arcana cards. Whatever you're going to be doing is big. Okay, pile 2. Black tourmaline is your crystal. And these are your cards. Okay, we have the 2 of Swords, the 10 of Pentacles, the 2 of Cups, and then for your advice on how to achieve it, living your best life, self-employment. Okay, pile number 2 with the black tourmaline. I understand why you have black tourmaline, because living your best life is one where you are literally opposite of pile 1. You are not in the spotlight, and you like it that way. You are a successful person. This is from your best life. For your best life, you will be a successful person, but people won't necessarily know that about you right off the bat. You are hiding your success or your abilities, your gifts. You don't let people know about them, or that you won't let people, like, even if you're an author and you write under an alias, it'll be something in that realm where people won't be able to know by looking at you how successful you are and how well you're doing, and or that you created that, or you might even have, I'm thinking of in movies, in the credits, there are some people who are very significant, who play a major role in the movies, but because they're not the main star actor, they don't really get as much credit. But you will be very happy with that. And I get the secretiveness because when I looked at this card, I was asking, where's the other sword? This is the 2 of Swords. Where's the other sword? It's like you are that thing that no one sees coming. You are that person that you might be the most powerful person in the room. Everybody else is wearing suits and you're wearing sweats, so you're comfortable. And you will be very abundant. So this is the Ten of Pentacles. This woman here, she is luxuriating. It reminds me of someone who, it's like someone who robbed a bank and got away with it and is laying on top of the money like, yes. Just celebrating the victory of robbing that bank and getting away with it. But in my mind, and what I'm also seeing from the card is you being a critic. I just heard a critic. So you could critique restaurants. It's like your job or the thing that you do regularly requires you to go in incognito and judge people, or see whether or not the people are who they really are. See if they are who they say they are. And if they treat you, quote unquote, a regular person, even though you're not, if they treat you well, they get rewarded or not. Very interesting take or interesting thing to see, but basically what it is in living your best life is you will be, I'm hearing espionage. So are you going to be a spy? I don't know, but it sounds cool. Please let me know if you resonate with this one, because I want details. But whatever it is that you are doing, you are very wealthy from it. It's a very abundant position to have, job to do, but it's also something that you don't allow many people to know about. So even in your personal life, you might have one or two friends, or you might have one significant other, or you even might not even have friends or significant others, just people who work for you, and you're just at the top and you're just doing your thing. That might resonate with only a few people. Because in this picture, I see her being excited about getting away with whatever it is that she did. But she's telling one person about it because it's exciting to tell. And then the last card we have is the Two of Cups. Again, this is about close relationships. So living your best life, you will have close relationships, but they will be few, like maybe even only your significant other. This is somebody that you will celebrate your victories with, someone that you might duck off and go, on vacations with. But again, because you don't want to be seen really, the significant other is not going to be someone who works for you or with you. This is going to be somebody who is like living a separate life. Like maybe you live together and things, but you don't necessarily show up places together all the time because you like, again, to have your private life very private to yourself. So maybe the time that you spend together and are really able to unwind is when you're with your significant other. And when you all are together, you really live it up. I'm seeing this chocolate and this pudding, really living it up. Really, if you go to a restaurant, you're gonna get appetizers, a meal, dessert. You're gonna get drinks. You're gonna do it all. You're not just going for a quick bite. You're really gonna take your time and luxuriate when you're with your significant other. And the advice for this pile, in order for you to achieve your best life, is self-employment. So if you're thinking about going off on your own and doing something, this is the sign now. This is a sign for you to go off and do it on your own. This is a sign for you to spread your wings, open up, and even ask yourself, aside from this card, what your best life would look like. What would you be excited to do? What would you be excited to come home and talk to your significant other about? What would you be excited to, and this is something more about pleasure. What would bring you pleasure every day once you do it? What would make you happy? And This is non-traditional pleasure is what I'm seeing. Maybe, some people will be happy having a 9 to 5 and, with good benefits, but something, whatever it is that you will be doing is going to be bringing you pleasure in your own unique way. It might even be something that others find detestable, but that is, it's your thing. So that is going to help you find the pathway to your living your best life, really tapping into yourself and what your thing is, and ignoring whoever doesn't agree with it, especially since it seems you're going to be going off on your own path and there won't be so many people around to disagree. All right, pile 2, that's the end of your reading. I'm going to move on to pile 3. Okay, pile 3 with the pyrite crystal. Here are your cards. We got 2 cards of advice. I actually think they go like that. Okay, so we have the 6 of Cups, the 6 of Pentacles, the King of Wands, Windfall, and you are stronger than you know. 2 6s. Okay, for this pile, move these over a bit. For this pile, I'm really seeing your best life would be living a life in which you are able to artistically express yourself, be very dramatic, maybe even being in stage plays like on Broadway. Because to me, this is deeper than movies. This is where you can really express yourself and use all of your gifts and talents. And something like Broadway or just doing plays speaks to me. Also being an artist and painting. I'm seeing her. This is a mirror that she's looking into. But, or maybe it's not, because honestly, this looks more like a painting. This looks like something that she wants, something that she desires, something that she wants to manifest. And again, I'm saying she because there's a woman in this card, but this could be for a man, a woman, someone who is non-binary. It's just the image in this card is a woman, and so I'll say she. So she looks like she's wanting to manifest love. I mean, seeing these 2 birds is making me think of just love birds. But because this is what does your best life look like? It's kind of giving me the energy of her using, like she has a muse. She has a muse that she likes to use to paint her masterpieces. So it's also giving me the energy of like this person she doesn't really want to be with, but she keeps them around because they're inspirational. She gets thinking about them and imagining a life with them brings her pleasure, and maybe even they're good to look at. Like they look good, and she just likes painting them and her together in scenarios. Like even someone who is a poet and likes to write poetry about someone. It could be an ex, it could be anyone, but this person is their muse. And so this artist has a muse that they like to use in their art. Again, with this card, I'm also seeing drama. I'm seeing performance, drama, even in relationships, I'm seeing dramatic relationships. But because whoever this is loves drama, they like that. It's like living life on a higher energy state. So I call it drama, but it's like it's more contrast. It's like the highs and the lows. So Living your best life would be experiencing the highs and the lows, and really not just experiencing, but diving into it. Deep diving into it so that you could create art from it. So a lot of the times I've seen on the internet where people talk about, oh wow, such and such just went through a breakup, and such is a famous singer, a famous actor. Oh, they went through a breakup. Their next work of art is going to be amazing. So living your best life would be really experiencing those highs and those lows. Really, she's biting an apple, like taking a bite out of it, not just skimming over stuff, but spending time on it, ruminating, thinking deeply about it, and creating art from it, creating plays and poems and paintings, really spending time. I'm even thinking about going to New York and acting on Broadway because of the apples. But yes, being allowed to express the highs and lows of your life and really spending time in those. Not trying to skip them over because they are uncomfortable, but even being uncomfortable with things being uncomfortable. Next, with the King of Wands. Again, I'm seeing acting on stage, Shakespeare play or something like that, with this king in this hat. Beowulf just came to mind. But again, drama. And I say drama in the best way possible. Like drama club, drama classes, drama, even teaching drama, but making sure that your art is front and center in your life. Even in relationships, again, I'm seeing this man and this woman, they're embracing, but it seems like they're embracing after a time or a period of being apart. It's almost kind of like that cycle of we get together, everything's good, and then we break up because of something, like some huge blow up. But when we come back together, everything's good, then we break up. So it's like a cycle of highs and lows again. And so that might be what your best life looks like. Take a look at it. Take a look at what your life is like now, and ask yourself, do you want more excitement? Because this is pure excitement. This is exciting, and then there's periods of lows and then highs and then lows and then highs. But again, that's just for your best life. You might want to experience that. You really might want to experience both the lows and the highs, and maybe not necessarily in a cycle like I'm saying, but to be able to experience both of those things, because they allow you to create the best art possible. And art is life, is what I'm saying for pile 3. Art is life here. This is what you want to do. You want to be in your art, creating art, performing art all the time. And the cards for how can you achieve that? How can you achieve your best life? Windfall and you are stronger than you know. So what I'm getting from this is because this kind of to me reminds me of something that you're probably already doing. You're probably already acting or writing or doing or painting and experiencing these highs and lows. There could even be some mental health issues that you have been going through. And the advice for achieving your best life is to know that you are stronger than you think, or you're stronger than you know. So whenever you're in one of those lows, just know that, hey, I'm in this low for a reason. What can I gain from this? What can I get out of this? What kind of art can I create from this? What message is wanting to come through me? And know that you are going to survive whatever that it is, because it's happening for a reason, and we don't go through things that we cannot survive. That's just not how it works. You know, we are stronger than we think we know. We just got to push and keep going. And once you push through, once you create your art from that situation, windfall. And windfall is abundance, money. It is even an abundance of fans, an abundance of attention, whatever it is that is something positive that you would like to come towards you, that is what the windfall would be. But I always think about windfall as money, but everyone's best life looks a little bit different. So maybe your windfall will be a windfall of opportunities coming towards you. It could just look different from each person, because sometimes opportunity is better than money. Recognition might be better than money. Whatever that you would like would be the windfall. So recognition for your art pieces, opportunity to be in more movies, more plays, more poetry slams. So that is the advice for achieving it: staying strong through the highs and the lows, getting the help that you need, knowing that you will survive it, and finding that thing that's going to help bring you back up and, help you get your art out, because that is the reason that you are going through the highs and lows, because you want to create this art to help you get that art out so that you can get this windfall, because it's coming. Okay, pile 3, that is your reading. Then move on to pile 4. Okay, pile 4, you have pink tourmaline as your crystal. Here are your cards. Okay, we've got the 4 of Cups, the 4 of Pentacles, the 10 of Cups, and get some rest as the advice card. Pile 4, I see that you have a lot to offer, but you don't really necessarily want to offer it to everyone. There are people who are around you who want what you have to offer, and I'm seeing literally you're hiding it from them. They don't know where it is. They don't know how to get to it. They might even want your information, like if you have a successful business, they're going to want to have business advice from you. If you come from money already, they're going to want you to invest in their projects. Basically, I'm seeing people who are around you who want a lot. They just want your energy, and you are not here for it. I'm seeing you as the woman in this card, but again, the gender is interchangeable. Could be a man, woman, non-binary person. But it looks here like she's asleep, but she's not actually asleep. She's pretending and hoping that they go away. So this is giving me the energy of people who are calling you, texting you, emailing you, asking you for things, but you are unbothered. You're like, y'all go away. I'm over here luxuriating. I'm having the time of my life. I'm at the spa. Like, please leave me alone. So you living your best life has to do with you having time on your own, time to relax on your own, time to get away on your own without all of those phone calls, emails, text messages. You might have a successful business of your own, or you might have an endowment, or you might have something to where you don't need to worry about money for yourself. You might have a wealth of knowledge though, and so people they want your energy. They want you to be all theirs. They might want to control you. They might want to, even if you are beautiful and you look really good, they just want you on their arm because of your power, your je ne sais quoi. So yes, people fall for you quickly if this is about your looks and love. But I'm really getting the energy of business or wealth. So you may be wealthy and people just want to be around you. But again, you want to luxuriate on your own. Even in this card, I'm seeing the woman here being like, okay, bye. Don't let the door hit you on the way out, and take this little souvenir of our time together. Very much dismissing people. So you may want to be around people for short periods of time, but not all the time. You would like to luxuriate on your own. Your best life is you spending your money your own way. You traveling different places, meeting different people, having these different experiences, and then telling them to go afterwards. So you even might have a very magnetic personality to where even when you meet people, no one's a stranger to you, because they just, sometimes people just open up to you. You might have that type of personality, and people tend to want to lean on you and clutch on you, not let you go, and you're like, nope, you got to go. So living your best life would definitely involve having strong boundaries. Definitely involve you speaking up for yourself, asserting those boundaries, and yes, travel. I see travel for you. So the advice for living your best life is to get some rest. So I don't know if right now you are busy helping people, running charities, doing fundraisers, advocating for others. Maybe you're doing that right now and it's taking a lot of your time and your energy, but you don't necessarily need to or have to do it. It's just something that you do because you like to give back. The advice for you is to get some rest. So do less, say less. Really take that time to be selfish. Take that time to yourself. Take that time to be on your own and go to the spa. Go out to the country and rent a cabin and, really be isolated and alone. Like start living that life that you want to live, which is one in which you're not returning all the phone calls. You're not, jumping to do whatever it is people ask you to do. You are spending your money and your time and your knowledge on yourself, on your own business, on your self-care. Like really, I'm even seeing you being by the fire laying on one of those really like one of those bear rugs. Like just being out in the cabin somewhere, doing your own thing to where people can't even reach you. And maybe that's just an energy, like you don't literally want to be out in a cabin where people can't reach you, but maybe you just want less people to have access to you. That would be living your best life. Less people having access to you, more self-care, more time alone, more time and more ability to travel to different places to where you can eat exotic fruits and things. Try new things, different things, and not have to feel guilty about all the people who want to have your energy. I'm literally seeing this magnet, like you are magnetic. People want your energy. Understanding that about yourself and understanding that it's not selfish at all to spend time on yourself, to put yourself first, to advocate for yourself first before helping and advocating for other people. Okay, Pile 4, that is your reading. That is how you will live your best life.